Okay, so I believe first I have to really object that insurance business is a very conservative business. I think it's a very exciting business. And of course we have huge challenges in front of us, especially with the digitalization of our business. Insurance business is really a people business. So we always in close interaction with our customers, and here's a huge potential to optimize. Therefore, to use a digital solution for health for our employees is a good trigger and motivation to show the necessity to optimize and digitalize our business model. Well, initially we had not really high expectations of a solution, and you don't know really because people are already highly engaged in their private family situation. So we said, okay, let's start it, because the value proposition was exciting on the one side because it was a digital model, on the other side because it contained the competition. And competition is, I think, very important to succeed. And we were really surprised on the level of engagement once the devices were handed out and everybody started to compete against each other in the team and against the other teams. And this was not only initially for the first 2 weeks, it really continued over the 8 weeks period, and this was surprising to us. So I remember, because we saw later on the KPIs, that still the last week we had an engagement level of 80%, which I believe is really high for this kind of solution over a period of 8 weeks.
So I think it was really a very good thing to see how all these different groups came together. You would expect that maybe in a less diverse environment you would maybe even expect it a little less, but this way it really connected well across all nationalities, across genders, across the entire diversity pool that we at Allianz are very proud of and really work for. And really sort of connected people, and with that one goal, and that was something that was very good to see.
Yeah, I agree. This is really a very international team which we are running here in Singapore, and I think I would rephrase your question. I think Globetrekker really helped to bring people together. There were the teams of 5 competing with each other, and this really made them strong, regardless of nationality, regardless of where they came from, and regardless of level. There was one objective: to be the best, to be the most engaged, and to collect the steps. Mm-hmm.
It's a key question for us as a company as well, since we have a mostly intangible business. So connecting the real world to this more virtual setup is something that is actually key. I think I've worked very, very well. I just recall one of the examples, since we were all wearing the wristbands. You enter an elevator, you kind of go, sort of, how's competition doing? And then you see people wearing the band and then going up, so that really connected very well with the digital ecosystem, where you have all the stats and how it's going, and all the videos and tutorials, and at the same time it's a very physical activity, as physical as it gets, and you have that device connecting that together with the stats, and that's a very powerful mix. Absolutely. That's something where you see we're 140,000 people around the globe, and having sort of the one sort of connecting idea is very difficult, apart from the blue logo. Yeah. But actually behavior and culture is something that grows, and this really help. And we did it within the region, sort of within Singapore, doing that stuff, but you could very well imagine that going global and then having competition spirit across the globe, and something others may think about, even sort of personalizing any device or something, so that it drives the message home even strong. I think this connected person, that you have all the data available, that you can help me achieve goals, whether that's around how do I sleep better, is there data available if I start sleeping after 11, it's a bad idea, or don't go to bed before 11:30 because you won't sleep anyway. How is your health doing, sort of related to certain other aspects? Really sort of teaching me how to achieve my goal individually on a health basis. I think that's something that this industry will be working towards, and I'm very excited to see you guys figure it out how to do that. Well, if you have this big group that Allianz is, with all these different processes and needs across different entities, that flexibility is key to actually making it happen. Because otherwise, you have that person who says, "Oh, hang on, but I need another 2 days to get it through my steering committee," and the other guys needs, "But hang on, I need 4 weeks of lead time." And if you have fixed start dates and then you're out, I think that would really kill the entire process. So if you guys were sort of ready and said, "Look, sort of this is our shelf, create your own," I think that really helped.
Overall, I think it was really nice to see the engagement level across all people, and the engagement level started already when we announced the initiative, and we had to increase the number of participants twice. This was the first, and the ultimate goal is, of course, to have healthy employees. This nicely contributes to a healthy organization. So seeing that everybody is really getting more active, is running, walking, is really being more physically active, was a big benefit. And this was across all layers. So we had employees participating, we had the salespeople participating, we had the CEOs, we had one CEO team. This showed its level of engagement, and this was really a fascinating experience.
I still wonder who that Debbie Wong is. She was overall staff leader in our organization. She's made a name for herself, so it's really it's still there. She did steps. She did average steps all the time. It was all off the device. That was very, very impressive. And I think sort of we have in our group that we still have these moments when we remember back and say, "Oh, look, this is what we did." One girl running in front of the TV, sort of getting her steps in. Somebody actually doing mountain tours just to actually sort of excel because she felt her steps were a little low. Stepping off a plane and hoping that some of the turbulence actually registered that steps. So that's all part of that journey. That was really sort of getting that team together and then getting active together. I think that was very strong. Absolutely. I think it's a great way to connect online and offline, getting employees engaged in something they do anyway, which is walking, and then extending those benefits to their general well-being, whether that's whether they're more cautious about sleeping, more cautious about what their movement is, about cautious how they sort of are as a healthy human being, which benefits the company in any case. I think that's what's great about it.
No, actually, and look, obviously we're in Asia, and we have a heavy Asian population of employees here, but clearly we have non-Asians as well. But Asian or non-Asian, I think generally, my experience is that not everybody, but many people have an interest in some form of fitness, whether it is running, whether it's Muay Thai, whether it's yoga, and they're all different forms of fitness. But the environment we work in is very team-based, and I think for any organisations that operate in a team-based environment, I think it's a great product. Yeah, so I think like all these things, there were some people who didn't necessarily embrace it, and that's fine. Interestingly, I think they were probably encouraged by their team members to get on board and to try and help the rest of the team, which was interesting to see. There was an immediate change. I remember seeing 2 or 3 staff members, and they stopped using the lift. We're on the 22nd floor of the building, and suddenly they wouldn't use the lift anymore, and they'd be going up and down stairs. Wow. And one girl in particular I know, she didn't use the lift for an entire month, and 22 flights of stairs is quite a lot. Well, I think if people are generally healthy and physically healthy and look after themselves and eat well, the inevitability of that is that you would hope that sickness records improve. People aren't necessarily as unwell as if they were not doing any of that. Yeah. In fairness, I don't think the programme we went on there wasn't enough data or enough time that we did the programme for to understand truly whether that had perceived impact. But in my opinion, if I look at people generally who have exemplary sickness records, they tend to be people who are fairly active and people who are relatively healthy as well. I would love something that we can use in a swimming pool. We're in Singapore. Everybody has condos. Swimming is something that a lot of people do. I think that would be something that would be a big attractive factor for a lot of our staff members. We will continue to partner with Globetrekker. I think as the product's evolving, and it is evolving all the time, obviously, it's a competitive market. Anything that gets people together in teams, anything that has an element of competition, anything that in having that element of competition also can improve people's health and well-being as well. For me, there's no question that has to be a benefit, and I think if it's one of the things that we're able to offer to our prospective employees coming in, who are definitely focused on that, then clearly there's an added benefit to that.